Hello, Virgo. It's good to see you. Welcome to your reading. I've just been getting the feeling as I've started to prepare for your reading that you really need to cleanse your energy. So I'm going to start off by just lighting some cedar, actually. This is cedar. And just inviting you to take a couple deep breaths with me, okay? Maybe you need to cleanse yourself or cleanse your space, or both, probably both. Your space is an extension of you. I feel like that's a message for you as well. I was also getting the number 333 before I started to record. Your space is an extension of you. So if your car or your workspace or your living space is disheveled, chaotic, or messy, it's going to impact the way that you feel, even if everything else in your life is going great. It's going to impact you. So there's something about recognizing the connection between your environment and you, and how you cannot expect yourself to feel your best if your environment is not relatively clean or organized or peaceful. You can't expect yourself to be in your optimal, exalted state of being if your environment isn't. All right. So I was guided to not pull oracle cards for you, to just jump right into tarot. So here we go. This is the Before Tarot. Show me Virgo, please. Show me the collective of Virgo right now, please. It just feels like there's a whole bunch of external energies in your field that are kind of distorting your energy. Like your boundaries are being tested. Show me the collective of Virgo right now, please. Ten of Swords. And this is, again, remember, this is the Before Tarot. So every image is the moment right before the traditional image. So I don't know how well you could see this, but there's some people hiding in the bushes ready to attack this man and stab him with all the swords. Ten of Swords. Temperance. Yeah. Six of Cups. There's that reflection on the past. Ooh, the Lovers. One more I'm hearing. Four of Swords. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. I knew it. I knew it. It feels like you're gonna... Okay, you're moving through a Wheel of Fortune moment. What that means is you're kind of getting swept up in life. It feels almost like... I'm hearing actually the tide. Like the tide is sweeping you up, but it's the tide of life. To a certain extent, you need to practice surrender right now because there's so much happening. There's so much change, and energy is pulling you in all these different directions. One of the things that's coming up right now within you is an old wound from the past. An old wound from the past that you need to heal relative to feeling taken advantage of. This has probably come up before. I feel like it has. I don't know, but it's up now. It's up now. It's almost this feeling, this wounding around, like, people are going to take advantage of me. People have taken advantage of you. They're just waiting. People are just waiting for the opportune moment to, like, pinpoint my weakness so that they can use it to their advantage. This goes back to boundaries. In 99.99999% of cases, people taking advantage of you is a reflection of weak boundaries. I say this with love because I know from personal experience what that's like. Now, there are some cases where totally people just flat out, you couldn't have done anything about it, right? But most of the time, when people are taking advantage of you, it's because you let them. So this is a big wound that the universe is like forcing you to look at. And the universe is saying you got to start choosing yourself. Nothing is going to change unless you change, and you change by choosing yourself. That means you have to be willing at certain times to retract your energy, to say no to certain people, right? To prioritize your own energy, to prioritize rest, recovery, healing, taking care of yourself. You have to prioritize it from within, because nobody else is going to like make that happen for you. Okay? So I feel just like you're being called into something really, really, really big. And in order to become the version of you who is a match to that really big manifestation, the universe is like, it's crunch time. It's crunch time, Virgo. Like, we're going to force you to look at this shadow within yourself. We're going to force you to look at all the ways you don't have strong boundaries, all the times you don't choose yourself. You can't carry that wound with you into the future if you want bigger, better, more. Okay? And I just do want to say I have so much compassion for that, because I have lived that. I have lived that. I know it's not as easy as just, oh, I have strong boundaries now, done, like, but also it is. Like, it is and it isn't, because at the end of the day, all it boils down to is a decision on your part to have stronger boundaries. What you have to face in order to make that very simple decision is not so simple. I hope that makes sense. My cards just flew everywhere. Maybe some of you don't like what I'm saying. I don't know. That's fine. I'm going to practice strong boundaries and stick to what I'm saying, okay? So what's the primary challenge that Virgo is facing? What is the primary challenge that Virgo is currently facing? Yep, strength. Facing your own fear. That's what this is. I know it seems like when we're talking about boundaries, I know it seems like we're talking about facing your fears relative to other people. Like if I say no to this person, if I retract my energy and I prioritize myself, I'm afraid that this person is going to be mad at me. This person's going to hate me. This person's going to disconnect. This person's going to ruin my reputation. This person. And it makes sense, totally. But the deeper truth here is that the real fear is that you're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of what you're going to think of yourself. Everything you're projecting that other people are going to think about you, you're afraid that they're right. You're afraid that you agree with them. So the challenge is to face your own fears. What do you think about yourself when you say no? What do you think about yourself when you prioritize yourself? And you can't gloss over this. Like, these are questions you really have to sit with. How do I feel about me when I have these strong boundaries? Do I really think I'm a bad person? Like, really? The Fool. Yes. Okay. Part of this challenge for you right now is to give yourself a fresh start. Hang on. Oh, I love this Fool. To give yourself a fresh start start in life to open up your mind enough to see that possibilities exist you didn't know existed. The possibility exists that you can have the strongest boundaries you've ever had, and more people will love you than ever because of it. There's another way. There's another reality that you haven't tapped into yet, where you live for you, where you follow the calling of your heart, your own intuition. You let spirit guide you. You let your own truth guide you, and people actually love you for it. That is a reality that exists. Okay, here's a good question. If you could start your life all over again today, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently? 11:11 on the timer. Ten of Wands, Page of Wands. Don't even... Oh. Through this Ten of Wands, I'm hearing like... Oh, okay. You are so intuitive, Virgo. Like, I know because I have some Virgos very, very close to me in my life, one of which is my now husband. I just got married on Friday. Last Friday, and one of which is my best friend. My dad is also Virgo rising, so like I know Virgo. I love Virgo. Virgo is crazy intuitive. You know that you're getting yourself entangled in something before you even do. It's almost like you need to nip it in the bud. Is that the phrase? Or like, you have to start to recognize codependent, entangled, or draining situations before you even get into them. Nip it in the bud. Because you know, your intuition always tells you something feels off here, even if it's just the tiniest little thing. You've got to start to listen to that and follow that spark. Follow the spark. I'm hearing decode your own knowing. It's almost like start to get to know how your own intuition works. Pay attention to your gut feelings more. Because if you lean more heavily into your intuition and your gut feelings and your connection to spirit, it will free you of this pattern. All right, what's the advice? What's the advice for Virgo here? Any final messages for Virgo right now? I have to say, before I started to film, there was a lot of like chaos energy happening around me, like trucks going by outside, thunder and lightning. Are the kids that live upstairs from us in the apartment above us, they were playing and making a bunch of like banging sounds. And I was just thinking to myself, like, oh, am I going to be able to focus? I feel so called to do this reading right now. I hope I can focus. But then the second that I started this reading, it all stopped. The second I pushed record, it stopped. And it's because I was committed to what I wanted. And so the universe met me there. This is all about inner conviction for you. What's the advice for Virgo? The Magician. Wow. Talk about manifestation. This is pure manifestation energy, being the divine channel and the conduit from thought to thing, non-physical to physical, source to earth. He is the conduit. You already have everything that you need to make your dreams come true. That's what I'm hearing. Literally, the difference between where you are and where you want to be is you. It's your state of being. It's your mindset. It's your conviction within yourself. I know me. I love me. And I am worthy of being the priority in my own life. I know what I want, including what I don't want. I know what I want to say no to just as much as I want what I know I want to say yes to. I hope that made sense. Right? Awaken to your own power. You're not a victim. You're not a victim to these other people who would try to use you. And I'm not even saying they're not bad people. People don't have to be bad to try to take advantage of other people. Most of the time, people don't even realize that they're doing that. They're just so focused on like trying to survive, right? So it's not like a you versus them thing. You don't have to think about this so much in a competitive way. It's all about when you say no to someone else, you're actually saying yes to yourself. It's all a yes. When you're living in integrity with your own truth. Final thoughts for Virgo here. I'm hearing jade for a crystal energy. If you feel called to work with a crystal, jade. Sapphire also. And turquoise. I got turquoise for another sign too. Turquoise has come up a few times this week. So many people need to be able to speak their truth. Four of Cups. Another kind of reflection of the Four of Swords. And the Knight of Cups. Wow. One more. The Emperor. I love tarot. You can't make this up. Oh my gosh. Start saying yes only to the things that are a hell yes. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Choose with your free will to lead with your heart, not your head, because your head will tell you to say yes to things you don't want to say yes to. Your head is where all the limiting beliefs are. Your heart does not have limiting beliefs. Your head does, okay? So this is lead with your heart, lead with your intuition, and be the leader of your own gosh dang life. You are the leader of your own life. You are already. So own it. Own it. Okay, Virgo. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Also, be sure to check out the journal prompts in the description box. Those will help you to take your personal introspection a layer deeper. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.